turns. I see the washers wiggling around up here.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't see wiggle down here.
And Butch and Sonny, just to make sure that you get 2 good turns there with Butch feeling the loading.
Okay, I got wiggle.
The washers turn out. Great news. Yeah, thank you.
Turn off some RTD so I can see what I'm doing. Get the good. Do you have to come back on, Steve?
No, we don't, and we won't for a few more minutes. Sounds like you had 2 good there. We got Butch's on for now.
Yep. We're on the tricky one right now.
All right, and we actually have a pretty good view at the bottom of our screen of you 2 working together.
No, I'm not on it.
Hey,
There's nothing there.
you're not on it?
I don't know if I'm on it or not, but do it again. Turn it. Let it move my hand again. I'm not on it.
Butch Wilmore's helmet can coming into view right now as the crew works at the RFG worksite.
Keep that tool.
Do you feel like you might be there?
No. Oh, there we go. Now I'm on it.
Okay. The quarter of a turn. Quarter of a turn.
That one I didn't feel. Oh, I've got it up against the thing, though. Hang on. Now I'll do it.
Ready?
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm on it.
Good job. That's about quarter of a turn. More turn. Put on here. I got wiggle.
Is it wiggling?
I got washers moving.
Is it wiggling when I do this?
Yeah, it is wiggling.
Well, you only got 3/4 of a turn.
Let's do a little bit more on that one.
And Sonny, when you get done, you can give us the thread count showing. That will be helpful as well.
Sorry, Steve, say one more time.
Don, once you think you've got
Thread
2
count.
turns, let us know the thread count above the nut.
Yeah, it's like the same as the other ones. The washers are very loose here now, and I've got like about 1.5 threads, maybe, on that one.
All right, copy 1.5
When we go down there, I
threads.
think that's pretty loose.
And you think you get about 2 turns, maybe a little less.
I can't see this one, so.
I'll do a little bit more. Just a little bit more. That. When you're doing that, I see wiggle up here.
Okay.
Tell me when you're on.
I think I'm on. Let's see if we can make it move. Again. Yep, I'm on it.
You on it the first time?
Halfway.
A half a turn there. Quarters of a turn. Turn. We go. Quarter of a turn. Minute.
Do another. Hang on.
This is Mission Control Houston. We are about 1 hour and 25 minutes into this morning's spacewalk. The crew continue to work at the Radio Frequency Group worksite on external stowage platform 2. Everything continues to move ahead, and we are actually ahead of the published time, so ahead of schedule this morning.
Quarter of a turn. Is that wiggling?
It's pretty snug still. Is it turning?
Yeah, it's turning up here.
What do this? Let's go to 2.
All right. we go.
I'm on it. I think you came off of it. I think the bolt head came off. I mean the wrench.
Ratchet?
I think the wrench came off. I think he got it at an angle.
Pretty close to the edge.
Is it?
Hold on. There's more.
This view coming to you live is from Butch Wilmore's helmet camera. You can see Sunny Williams there using a specially designed wrench to loosen some bolts on the radio frequency group. As I mentioned, we are ahead of schedule, which is always great news, about 1 hour and 27 minutes into this morning's spacewalk.
You can still go for GCA if you need to get into a slightly better position in there. If you need to get that bolt ratchet on the bolt head a little better. We've got plenty of time. It sounds like you've got
Take a break.
How about 10, yeah, I'll do a GCA to about like this way.
Right now you're clear.
Yeah.
You're closer to your left side than you are your...
Right, yeah, I see. How about if I just
So
go
your right side than you are your left.
10 body up? That's
Okay, Sonny, you want to go 10 body up?
Yep. You're ready. Okay.
I cannot see your arms in the way, so you're right clear.
Yeah.
You do that and then come in after he does his 10?
Yeah.
Okay, Sonny, I'm configured. We can go 10 body up, and you've got clearance for your helmet and shoulders.
I do.
Starting motion.
Here's a view from Sunny Williams' helmet camera. You can see her working at the radio frequency group worksite.
Good motion?
Good motion. Okay, that's 10 body up.
How about 10 body in?
Copy 10 body in, going forward. Starting motion.
Yep. Motion?
Good motion. That's 10 body in.
Okay, let me see what that gives me, and then I'll tell you if it's good enough.
You are clear of the antenna.
Okay, let's call that good enough. Brakes, GCA complete, brakes on. Get you.
Copy. Brakes are on. GCA complete.
And Sonny, understand?
On?
I'm on. I got no force on that one. Felt nothing.
And Butch, you might want to watch your right hand there and
Not,
attention near sharp edges.
I think you've got the, yeah. Up where?
It hit this little piece of metal here and turned it to the other direction. Okay, ready?
Ready.
That's good.
I'm not getting anything.
You didn't get anything? I felt
didn't.
hard that time.
Now let's make sure I'm on it. Feels like I'm on it. No second. I'm on it. It's not moving. See that? Took my hand off of it.
Huh.
You seeing any change in the thread count on that bolt?
Not so far. Minute, stand by. I feel like I'm moving it there.
Well, the
Happening down there.
ratchet turned, but I didn't get any pressure on this side.
Feel that?
No. Do it again.
They're on it.
See? It moved a little bit. Do it again. Might be on the RTV. Whatever's left.
Yeah. I see some breaking off too. Okay, ready?
Yep.
don't feel like anything?
No.
And
No wiggle.
I was going to say a thought down here is, Sonny, if you're in a better position to get that wrench on and then hand it back to Butch to hold, that might give you that purchase.
The wrench is on.
Well, the wrench is on.
Outside is on. That's what you're talking about.
And Sonny, are you seeing any change in the threads then?
I'm trying to look at that. This one has a little bit more RTD. I'm breaking it off while I'm doing it. Yes, sir.
We've got plenty of time, so if you need to go back to cleaning off the RTV, that's fine. We want to make sure you get a good hold on that nut then.
That's what I'm doing right now.
I got pressure now.
Did? Okay.
I did.
I think I had to get some of that RTD off of there. All right.
Oh, yeah. Definitely pressure now.
Good. Probably like 3/4 a turn there altogether, I would say.
Yep.
Another quarter. I'm close to the end here. Hold on. Feel a wiggle at all? I see the washer's starting to move a little.
Are you
bit.
wiggling?
Yeah, I see it wiggling up here.
What a two.
Good. More?
Oh, yeah. There's pressure. That wiggling?
Yep, it's wiggling.
Yeah, that
one feels pretty loose.
I'd say we go to two, though. That's only one.
There's only about one thread left.
Sure you're on it. No, that was a little bit of an angle. I mean, we might have gotten it, but
yeah. Looks pretty loose.
that one looks loose.
I think you should go, if you don't mind, just qualitatively go each of them and see how they're
And
anyway.
How that looks.
That looks loose.
okay, so just double checking the definition of the wiggle test. Not that just the washers are moving, but that you're actually seeing motion at the bolt head and the butch on your end as well, side to side, in and out, up and down, up and down.
Middle one, I think, is absolutely loose. See the bolt head moving back and forth.
Okay.
A hard one to get to. This tool was designed for it. So I think that one is good.
Is it wiggling?
Yeah, that whole bolt head's moving.
The fifth one?
The middle one.
All right, so the middle one.
That one, the bolt head's moving too. Let me do a little bit more on this one. Okay. I'm on the second one, starboard second.
I feel pressure.
Copy, starboard second.
And a little bit more. Off of that one. Wiggle that. Wiggling the bolt head. I think the first one is to starboard to outboard.
Give me a second.
And so, Sonny.
That one I think I have to do a little bit more.
And
hold on. The second one and the third one in the order that we were doing, and Steve, the whole thing wiggles. This one, ooh, it's almost there. Yeah, that's wiggling.
That's
wiggling.
Good. So when you think you are done, what I'd like you to do is from starboard to port, verify the wiggle check was good, and tell us how many threads are still protruding. I said, I think you guys got a really good handle on this, and just tell us when you're ready and when you think it's all done.
Threads are small, so I'm trying to get you a good thread count.
This is Mission Control Houston. We are 1 hour and 37 minutes into today's spacewalk. The two crew, Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams, are working in tandem to release the bolts holding the radio frequency group in place. We are still running well ahead of the timeline today, and we will continue to monitor today's spacewalk.
The fourth one. Yeah.
Yeah, you tell me when you're on.
Sunny, we have you hecked back, and we got a great view.
You're on?
Now. No. I might not have been. I think. Go ahead. I can feel it. Yes, I feel it.
I do. Not much. That looks wiggly.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it moving? Turning?
Yeah, it's turning. And the last one's turning too.
Turning?
Yep. Turning. Steve, are you watching?
We are watching.
Wiggle enough? You can see that the threads are getting slim at the end here.
All right. We can't see the wiggles. That's a little too refined for us, but we're seeing what you guys are doing. So sounds like you got at least 4 of them pretty loose.
I think we got all 5 pretty loose.
All right. That's good to know.
We got all 5 pretty loose.
You still think you have about 1 turn on each of the bolt heads, too?
Yeah, maybe.
All right. When we
1 turn or less.
1 turn or less, and I'm just keeping track so that if we come back, we know how much we'll have to do.
You've got threads showing, right? On the top of the bolt?
Not too much coming out of the bolt head. Just like 1 thread.
That's what we need.
Coming out of each bolt head.
Thread each bolt head. You got a good wiggle test on all 5. That's all very good news. And let me double check, catch up on the procedure, and see where we are.
That's wiggling. That's wiggling.
Keep checking.
This one is, that one is, and then this one. It's wiggling.
Like, if you guys are ready and you are confident, I think we're ready to transfer the ratchet wrench back to EV2. And Butch, you can stow that, and we'll be able to pick up here with the GCA. Let us know what you think.
Ratchet is transferred back to EV2. I'm going to lean back out of this area. Some are a little bit more wiggly than others, but I think they all wiggle, and they're all like about 1 thread left sticking out of the nuts on the top there.
I hope it worked. I don't want you to have to come back here. But that's definitely further along than we've gotten before, so that's really good news. Butch, once you get that wrench stowed, you just got to get in a good view to help her get out of this little hole she stuck herself into. And we'll turn it over to Nick when you're all ready.
Hey, I am in position.
Getting there.
Okay, Sonny, I've got brakes off. I am ready to start GCAing you out.
Okay.
Hey, I see you leaned all the way back. If you can maintain clearance, I'm going to go, we're going to take it body down first to increase your clearance a little bit more.
Okay. I am ready for the 8 back off. FG aft back off. Once you GCA'd me out of here.
Starting motion, body down.
I feel good motion.
Motion.
Clear the scuff plates, clear the high gain antenna. Lean it back.
And I got good clearance on the back of you as well.
You're clear.
Yep.
Okay, Sonny, now we're going to go body out 2.5 meters.
I'm all set. Good motion.
Good motion.
This is Mission Control Houston. We are 1 hour and 43 minutes into today's EVA.
Copy, clear.
Having proceeded to a point beyond which the first 2 attempts were successful, we are making progress with the removal of the radio frequency group. With us being well ahead of the timeline this morning, Sunny Williams will eventually get back onto the robotic arm, which will be operated by NASA astronaut Nick Hague on the inside of the space station, and return to the forward face of the stowage platform. Once returning to the forward face, Sunny Williams will continue work on the removal of the radio frequency group.
1 more meter to go.
And there on your screen, you can see Sunny Williams on the Canadarm2 robotic arm as NASA astronaut Nick Hague operates it from the inside. This is all happening while the International Space Station is 260 miles above Earth, flying over the North Atlantic Ocean.
Okay, Sonny, we're at the RFG back off. Stand by while I reconfigure to take you to the intermediate.
Okay, sounds good. Stand by.
All right, Butch, you can get positioned for the RFT removal, and I need a glove and half check from both of you.
App is dry. Gloves are good.
Copy, Sonny.
I have one small piece of RTV off the inboard side of my right thumb. Otherwise, the gloves are clean, and I've got a good try hat.
And Butch, we copy both of that. All right, there's a warning here. Just going to read that while we're setting up the JOCAS. Potential sharp edges exposed from the broken jacking bolt and between the stanching mounting plate and RFG interface. So please be careful as you pull that out. But I think the jacking bolt broke pretty cleanly.
Roger that. Copy.
And once you do get it removed, which you will do, FOD from the broken jacking bolt may be liberated.
Do that.
Good words and communication between our ground IV, Stephen Williams, NASA astronaut, and Sunny Williams. Stephen Bowen, and NASA astronaut Sunny Williams. Like we said, we hope that the third time is the charm on this morning's EVA for the RFG removal. The RFG will be brought inside the space station and returned to Earth during a preceding cargo return mission.
If you find a loose washer...
Sunny, we're configured, ready to start motion to intermediate.
Okay, copy, Nick.
No washers.
I am ready for to the intermediate, to fly to the intermediate position.
This motion.
That robotic arm in movement right now.
Motion.
Taking Sunny Williams over to her next work site.
I see you moving.
I'm down.
There's no place to BRT up here that I can do you.
Okay, I'm not being a good geography person. Are we flying over South America?
Europe, South America, sometimes it all looks the same from there.
Mountains.
And the International Space Station is currently flying just south of London. These views are coming to you live right now from the International Space Station. On the top left side of your screen, you can see NASA astronaut Sunny Williams on the Canadarm2 robotic arm as she makes her way to the next work site to continue the removal of the radio frequency group.
And Butch, we've got 20 seconds to hand over, but I need you to double check that both of your safer handles are still down.
Stand by.
Okay, Sunny, we're position hold. We're going to load in the next geocast.
Okay, stand by. Butch, do you have a second to look this way?
Good common buddy checks between the two crew doing today's spacewalk.
Safer handle.
And we are just undergoing a handover between communication satellites, so that view will be back with us momentarily.
Thank you.
Nice work, Sonny.
Nicely done for you. It's a blind connection.
And Butch, just double checking, the last words where you heard were safer handles, and you just gets all up and down.
Safer handles are down, both.
Thank you.
I can verify.
Okay, Sunny, we're ready to start motion, taking you to the RFG retrieve back-off position.
Okay, I am ready for motion. RFG retrieve back-off position.
First motion.
Motion.
With 1 hour and 51 minutes into this morning's or today's spacewalk, the screen in front of you shows the flight control room here at NASA's Johnson Space Center, the International Space Station Flight Control Room. Flight Director Rebecca Wingfield is our spacewalk flight director for today. To her right, you can see Will Vu. Will is our capsule communicator communicating with the other crew aboard Space Station.
We're almost there.
And then to his right, communicating with Will right now, is NASA astronaut Stephen Bowen. Stephen did participate in a spacewalk 2 years ago, U.S. Spacewalk 86.
That's outstanding to hear. Take us a second or two to configure for the manual approach.
Roger.
And this beautiful view coming to you live from the International Space Station, that is NASA astronaut Sunita Williams. She is EV1 with the red stripes.
45 minutes ahead, and battery limited at 726.
Copy.
This space station is currently flying at 260 miles above central Poland. Sunita Williams is headed over, or going to be heading over, to her next work site to continue the removal of the radio frequency group. Today's tasks are well ahead of schedule, and this is the furthest we have gotten amongst the 3 EVAs for the removal of the RFG.
Okay, Sunny, we're configured for the GCA to the published. That's going to be 2.5 meters station aft.
I concur. 2.5 station meters, 2.5 meters station aft would be good, and then I'll probably bring you in a little bit closer.
Okay, copy that. And Steve, if you got no objections, we'll start GCA.
Sounds good. We'll pick you up when you're done.
See y'all. Sunny, here's motion. Stationed aft.
Good motion.
A good motion. Another 2 meters to go.
Sure. Good motion.
Copy, good motion.
On your screen in front of you right now, you see NASA astronaut Butch Wilmore. He is continuing his work at the RFG worksite, waiting for his fellow spacewalker to join him to continue the rest of the procedures.
One meter to go.
Target. Attack also.
Half meter.
Target.
Be good.
Sonny, you may want to pull back your ingress aid just a little bit.
A view from Sunita Williams' helmet cam as she approaches the work site.
There's published. Let me know what
On the right side of your screen, that is the RFG, the famous radio frequency group that is to be removed during today's EVA.
Maybe right 10 centimeters.
Okay, let's bring you station aft first.
Okay.
Station aft 20 centimeters. Starting motion.
Watching my plate on the scuff plate.
Yep, watch your shins on that scuff plate. I'm watching the boot plate. So that was 20.
Got 5 more.
Copy at 5.
Just to give me a little bit more purchase on this.
Continuing motion, 5 more centimeters. Okay, there's 5.
Okay. Actually, that's pretty good. I would say A complete.
You're happy? We'll move brakes on.
Yeah, I'm happy.
It's coming on. GCA complete.
All right, so the crew are getting ready to remove that radio frequency group. A top priority in this morning's spacewalk. With about 1 hour and 57 minutes into today's spacewalk, things are proceeding nominally, and we are actually ahead of schedule.
Mark Small is on the RFG. Knock it out.
Hey, you can retrieve your PGT from the swing arm and give your settings when you're ready.
I want to cow it first.
Yep. Good. Display.
Okay, Butch, just make sure you're in position to assist the removal. And Sonny, your settings are alpha 4, counterclockwise 2, 30.5.
The sun in my face, but I'm not seeing the display. Give me a now. You see lights? Display. Wow, I'm going to hand this to you, see if you see a display. But it might just be the sun is in my face. Bye-bye.
And Sonny, the PGT might have gone to sleep, but
There's no display.
come back on.
All right.
Is that a display?
Yeah, display's on. Cow passed. That's
Okay.
it.
All right, thank you.
All right, those settings are alpha 4, counterclockwise
All right.
2, 30.5.
This stunning view coming to you live from the International Space Station as NASA astronaut Sunny Williams works on the removal of the radio frequency group, an S-band antenna that has been attempted to be removed on 2 previous EVAs. That was EVA 86, followed by EVA 89. And speaking of EVA 86, that was NASA astronaut Stephen Bowen who participated in that attempt at removal of the RFG. And Stephen Bowen is our ground IV this morning. Stephen also helped to design a specially designed wrench in removing today's RFG. Things. We are just past the 2-hour mark on today's EVA, and we are flying just above the Caspian Sea.
Looks like it popped out. 11 turns.
Copy, 11 turns. You can reset that, and you want the second from port, Volt H.
The crew are currently working to release the RFG structural bolts. There are 4 of these bolts. They're working from the innermost bolt to the outermost, alternating sides. The current bolt that you see being removed is the second of the 4 bolts.
Just double checking that is the second from the left as you view it.
Yes, it is. Okay, second from the port is undone, popped out as well.
And you can do the most starboard.
11 turns.
11 turns, got it.
Okay. Okay, 11 turns, that bolt popped out.
All right, should be 1 to go. Bolt Juliet, portmost.
And the most port.
And there we just heard the confirmation of 3 out of the full 4 bolts being removed, just waiting on the final bolt before the RFG can be fully removed.
Turns as well, and that one popped out.
All right, just verify all 8 structural bolts have popped out.
All 8 structural bolts have popped out.
Still the PGT and the swing arm.
Right.
PGT stowed, and you have
You tried it?
You got to go to remove the RFD from the stanchion. Butch to assist as needed.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
I'm coming out.
Wiggle.
And just working through that removal right now.
Let's see what's keeping it in.
And if you get any motion at all, you can check the soft docks.
I am not feeling motion, but are you seeing anything?
No. I'm not.
Sharon, you didn't have any initial motion, and Bush isn't seeing anything in the back.
Oh.
Okay. Now, Sunny, Butch, we're going to step into the crib sheet. And first step is, Sonny, just double check that all those 8 structural bolts have popped out. You can kind of plunge them with your finger just to make sure they move.
Yeah, the far starboard one, let me try it one more time.
Okay.
You can see the springing is springing, but it's not as maybe not as far out as the others.
So the far starboard one, okay, so it's Alpha 4, counterclockwise 2, 30.5 when you're ready.
This is Mission Control Houston here in the International Space Station Flight Control Room. We are about 2 hours and 7 minutes into today's spacewalk. While the crew are in the process of removing the RFG, or the radio frequency group.
And I'll give you the next step.
Yeah.
Sonny, can you lift up and pull?
And Sonny, the guidance here.
It almost feels like there's another bolt over there.
Attempt rocking in all directions while pulling out.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. It feels like something else is holding it in there.
Okay, so it hasn't moved at all. You've moved in all different directions, and the next thing is to retrieve the bolt puller. Let us know when you've got it, and we'll say how to install it.
I haven't.
I'm sorry. First correction is EVA hammer, not the bolt puller. So let's go for the hammer first, Butch.
If I want to pull up, which I'm probably going to have to DCA just a little bit because it's like right in front of my arms, right? So if I want to go up, I need to come up probably 10 centimeters on a DCA.
And
Let me do that real quick.
Yep, Sonny, if you want to do
getting up there?
GCA, now's
Sure.
a great time to do it. So, Nick, you have a go to pick up with the GCA.
Yep.
Okay, copy that. And Sonny, you want to go, you said 10 centimeters body up?
Yes. No, but we're on the front of the ESP, but sort of 2 axes to get me up 10 centimeters up or so. Doesn't have to be precise.
Copy, 10 centimeters. Okay, Sonny, here's body up.
Feels going back down. Stand by. Stop. Stop motion.
Stop.
I was going toward my feet. I need to go toward my head. So, station.
I'm commanding in station coordinates, so stand by. I'll get to enter.
Yeah.
Okay, Sonny, I'm configured. We're working internal coordinates now, so I can take your body up. How far do you want to go?
Probably 15 centimeters.
Centimeters body up.
Good motion.
Copy, good
Nick
motion.
Haig moving the robotic arm just up about 15 centimeters, while Sunny Williams continues to work on the removal of the radio
15,
frequency group.
Okay, how about 10 more?
Butch Wilmore, or EV2, is just in front of her on the other
Okay,
side,
copy, Sonny.
working
And
on
I'm
the
just
same
looking
procedure.
at the toes relative to that boot plate, or the scuff plate that's down around here. I can give you 10 more centimeters.
Okay, 10 is good. Motion.
Copy, good motion. There's 10.
Okay. That'll give me a little bit of up.
If you're happy with it, I'll go brakes on.
Yep, happy with that. Sorry, brakes on.
Brakes on, GCA complete.
All right, copy, brakes on. I see Butch has the hammer. He's getting in position. Sunny, make sure you get you're in a good position to give it some wiggles again. Again, you can try to move it in all directions.
Yep. Where would you recommend the hammer?
Sonny,
Yeah, where would you recommend me hit it?
Well, before we go to the hammer, Sonny, let's give it a wiggle. And Butch, take a look at the wedge clamps and see if you get any motion visibly with those wedge clamps that you're sort of in line for. Fortunately, you're going to have to maybe move
Say
your
when
right.
you're in position.
I saw the wedge clamps wiggle earlier.
Sonny, give it a shake. Butch is
Several
right
of
there.
them.
Do you see anything, Butch?
Okay.
The second one is wiggling. The first one is wiggling. Fourth one is wiggling. The last one is not. Keep doing that, Sonny. Third one is wiggling.
You
Last
looking
one
up
is
as
not.
we're talking?
Say again?
I'm just saying you may be loosening up as we're talking. And just as a note here, Butch, the target when you do use the hammer is the soft dock catch, which is directly in front of you that you have your light on.
That right there?
That's it right there when you're ready to use the hammer. Okay. All right, and you're going to go to use that, and you can do that while you're moving the RFG there, Sonny.
I'm trying.
You can see there that the crew is using the soft edge hammer to try and remove the RFG tool.
Are you seeing anything there?
There's some movement going on.
Release.
I am not.
I am not either.
Wiggle again, Sonny. Yeah, this last one is not wiggling.
All right, so Butch, you have not seen the last bolt wiggle yet. So if you guys want to try this a little bit more before we move on to the bolt puller, you've got
That's
all
correct.
day to do it. You two can work coordination as you see fit.
Not doing it.
All right, Butch and Sunny, when you are ready to move on to the bolt puller, here's a couple thoughts. One, Butch, you can reassess your BRT position, see if you can get a good BRT to get better leverage when we are using the bolt pullers. Initially, we're going to grab one bolt puller to start, but we'll give you time if you want to look around and see if you can get a good BRT position and get some more leverage.
Stand by.
Any ideas with the bolt puller by the wedge clamp?
We're going to bias toward that one that doesn't seem to be moving when he installs it. And once you guys are ready, I get a whole list of cautions for the bolt puller.
At about 2 hours and 18 minutes into today's spacewalk, this view coming to you from Sunny Williams' helmet camera as she gets another tool out to continue the removal of the radio frequency group. We will continue to follow along on this coverage of US EVA 92, the 274th spacewalk in support of space station assembly, upgrades, and maintenance. As the crew works to remove the radio frequency group from its stanchion, the space station is flying 260 miles above the northwest coast of Australia.
All right, Butch, it looks like you may have got your BRT in a spot. I'm going to read you the cautions for the bolt puller. Limit bolt puller load to 75-pound force. Overloading can deform the RFG structure and break mast bolts holding the NASA stanchion to the frame. The second one is no impulse loading. Use a slow and steady ramp in force with the bolt puller. The third one is...
All right, pull.
All right, third one is confirm no platform motion prior to the initial attempt. And the fourth one is no more than 2 cycles. Otherwise, wait for platform motion to dampen out prior to making additional attempts. And with that, I see you've got the bolt puller.
Copy.
And you can coordinate with Sunny to get good motion. We did say you could bias toward the wedge clamp that is not moving.
Yeah, I'm on that one. All right, Sonny, see what you got.
Butch, we're trying to push it forward, not lift it up, so you may want to rotate at 180.
Well, it looks like the little lip needs to get over the lip to let it go. So pull again, Sonny. Okay, hang on. Ready? Go. Hang on. Go. Hang on.
Have you seen any motion?
No. Hang on a second.
And Butch, you can consider rotating the tool 180 in your hand so you get the hook toward the RFD and see if you can get purchase that way to pry.
We are experiencing a brief loss of signal as communication satellites transfer over from one to another.
All right, copy that.
Here are live views of the International Space Station Flight Control Room here at the Johnson Space Center. Flight control teams continue to monitor and work through today's extravehicular activity, or spacewalk. At 2 hours and 25 minutes into today's spacewalk.
Pull. Pull.
And Butch, with that BRT, you might go grab the other bolt.
Okay, better stop for a second.
Hang on a second. Almost like there's something holding it, another bolt or something. Yeah, that's right. When you lift up again, just lift up and then you watch what happens. Just straight up. Don't pull. Just lift up.
I'm lifting up. I'm driving the arm, I can tell.
Okay. All right. I can't quite get it in there far enough for what I want to try to do. There's a lip way in there. There's a lip over which those, but I can't get to it.
Butch and Sunny, I think what we're going to try and do
I've got to push it down.
Did the probe work?
If you're ready, what we're looking at is securing the two outer bolts on the front for Sunny and having her come back and releasing the wedge clamps.
You want to release them all the way?
Yeah, that would be the step. That since the bolt puller is
Yeah,
going to be giving us any motion, we'll just fully release the wedge clamps. So in order to get there, though, we need you to secure Alpha and Juliet, the two outermost structural bolts on the front. And I can give you settings when you're ready, if you guys are ready to move on.
What do you think?
I don't know what else to do.
Yeah. All right. I'm in Alpha. You got Steve?
And Butch, just want to double check down here for our data that you saw motion on all four of the wedge clamps while she was moving, other than the most starboard one.
That is correct.
All right, copy that.
Is that most starboard one or the most port one?
Or most port one.
Port one, the first one.
One way inside.
Correct.
The one way inside. Okay. Obviously, that'll be the primary target.
There's one that's got the narrowest clearance.
Releasing them all per the procedure. So, Sunny, when you're ready for Alpha and Juliet, the two outermost structural bolts, I'm ready with setting.
Ready with settings for settings.
All right, Alpha 1, clockwise 2, outer bolt.
Go ahead, Steve.
Should be approximately 11 turns.
Alpha 1.
This is Mission Control Houston. We are coming to you live in the International Space Station's Flight Control Room here at the Johnson Space Center. 2.5 hours into today's spacewalk, the team continues to press forward with the removal of the radio frequency group.
This is 11. 7. Or a little bit more. There you go.
All right, so is one bolt complete?
Actual torque is 3. We'll go full complete. Port 1.
Turns on that?
On your screen in front of you, you see Flight Director and today's lead Spacewalk Director, Rebecca Wingfield.
5. Not quite 11 minutes.
We are currently experiencing a handover period as communication satellites change over.
Yep. There you go.
Go to the second one.
Nine 9.4, 2.3.
9.4 turns, 2.3
Right.
on torque. On the rightmost. Got it. Bolts complete, Alpha and Juliet. And And since we currently don't have Space to Ground 3, Nick, if you can move over to Space to Ground 2 momentarily, we have words.
Large small red is off of the RFG.
Your red is off of the RFG, and we'll be moving you back into that wedge position, and that's giving Nick words now.
Stand by for a second. I did the second from the right one, not the far right one.
And that's good enough for now.
So, it's good enough for now? Okay. Good about that. All right, Nick, I'm ready for back away. We're going to go back to the other side.
All right, Nick is getting word, so they're, as soon as he's ready, I think we are ready. And Butch, you know where we're going, so if you want to get all set up for that, that'll be good. And we have a couple-minute LOS coming up in about 2.5, so you may be doing
good.
Okay, Sonny, we're configured. We're going to do the manual back out to the RFG retrieve back off position.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, we're moving station forward. Start motion.
Motion.
That's a good motion.
2 hours and 34 minutes into today's spacewalk, the team continues to work on the removal of the radio frequency group, which is a group of S-band antenna. As we go through a handover period between communication satellites, you just saw Rebecca Wingfield stand up, speaking to EVA officer Sandy Fletcher. And behind her, the person would be sitting to her right is Capcom, or Capsule Communicator, Will Vu. And beside him, ground IV NASA astronaut Stephen Bowen.
Okay, we're coming up on a 2.5-minute LOS, and we'll pick you up on the other side, and you have a go to proceed.
Roger that.
Good morning from the International Space Station Flight Control Room here at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. We are 2 hours and 38 minutes into today's spacewalk and are currently experiencing an acquisition of signal between the communication satellites that should be back up in just less than a minute.
I've changed my TCV setting to 3.
All right, so you moved your TCV to 3. That's probably a good move. You've been staying there for a long time.
Okay, Sunny, ready to start the JOCAF to RFG aft back off position.
Okay, I'm ready for the JOCAF.
There's motion. It's starting to ramp out motion. We're approaching the aft back off. We'll configure for the manual here, and then we've got the previous GCA. We can get you a little bit closer to the published.
Okay, sounds good. I'm right behind you.
All right.
Do you envision we're taking these all the way off? Or what are you thinking?
And Sunny, we're looking at taking the one that hasn't moved all the way off and then evaluating from there.
Okay.
So obviously we'll need all of your feedback as you both work this.
Okay, Sunny, we are configured for manual approach. We'll start the GCA, And I'll take you to publish first, and then we'll continue in another 20 centimeters, or 20 centimeters after that.
It sounds good. I'm just rearranging my trash bag, getting it ready.
You got it. I'll give you a countdown as we go. We're starting motion.
Motion.
Have a good motion.
This is Mission Control Houston.
Sonny got another meter and a quarter to go.
That looks good. Sounds good. Get it back.
Okay.
It is behind your back, but it's clear. It's all safe. It's all not entangled with anything.
You mean my safety tether?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Thank you.
yeah. It's all good.
Sonny, we're passing the publish right now, continuing on with the...
This is Mission Control Houston. We are about 2 hours and 45 minutes into today's spacewalk. That's US EVA 92 with NASA astronauts Sunny Williams in the red stripes and NASA astronaut Butch Wilmore with no markings on his suit.
Got it? Thank you.
After releasing all of the structural bolts on the radio frequency group, at this point, Sunny Williams and Butch Wilmore are trying to get some motion in the RFG.
Yep.
They're returning to the wedge clamps to attempt to remove the wedge clamp bolts.
Position that we had you in last time.
And we will continue working through the procedure for the removal of the radio frequency group.
Sonny, that was 10 toward your head. And then another... There you go, 10 in.
Yeah. You are still clear. Yeah.
Got 5 more forward. Okay, that's your X, and then...
Body up. Body left.
Yeah, we're at your body up. The body left we can give you. You took 5 centimeters last time.
I need the more body up this time. Let's go 10 centimeters body up.
Okay, let's do that then. 10 centimeters body up. Motion. That's 10 centimeters.
Then did we go in more or left?
We can give you in.
5 in.
5 in. Five in.
Okay. You go 5 left.
Okay, I'll give you that 5 to the left. 5 left.
Okay, I think that's complete.
Okay, copy that. GCA complete. Brakes on.
All right, we ready?
I'm ready.
Are we just going to take this all the way off?
All right, I understand GCA completes, and Butch, if you can pass Sunny the ratchet, and you can get the RFG wrench in place. And the object here is to release the bolt entirely, and catch what you can if you see anything coming off, and let us know what you get. And then we'll move on to the next ones as necessary.
Looks like. Yeah, the threads are below, squiggling. Going to continue on. Take it all the way off.
Watching. If you can get it all the way off, let us know.
It's pretty wiggly now. Like washers are coming up and down. Moving up and down.
That sounds good. And Sonny, if you can keep track of how many turns it takes to take the nut completely off, that might be helpful to us as well.
That was one more turn. Now I see the threads are below the top of the... Two turns. I see 2 threads on the inside of the bolt.
I don't think anything's going to come off this side because
It can't.
Yeah.
It's all underground.
This is Mission Control Houston, 2 hours, 51 minutes into today's spacewalk by Sunny Williams and Butch Wilmore. They are continuing to work off of a crib sheet, as it's called, to try to coax the radio frequency group antenna system off of its stanchion on the exterior of the International Space Station. This is the third attempt during as many EVAs to get this radio frequency group removed and placed back in the airlock for return to Earth and refurbishment on a later SpaceX Dragon resupply mission. The work is continuing. The flight control team here, under the supervision of Flight Director Rebecca Wingfield and Lead Spacewalk Officer Sandy Fletcher, are continuing to discuss alternate methods by which the radio frequency group can be removed and safely backed away, with Sunny Williams holding it as she will ride the Canadarm2 robotic arm back to the airlock for its stowage.
I think you're coming off a little bit as you're moving it. That didn't look like you were on straight.
That piece of metal is in the way now.
Are you starting to see clearance between the washers and the head of that?
Yep. Stand by. Just for a sec. Washer just came off. I mean, the nut just came off. Stand by.
And we copy. Thanks.
There's a little washer and then about 5 more washers.
Oh, that's a pretty good stack up.
They're not coming off fast.
Okay, and the bolt itself, did that end up anywhere?
I got the bolt in the trash can.
Got it. You got the bolt in the back. All right, we have a 20-second LOS. I'll pick you up on the other side. Good catch on the washer.
Oh, man. Okay, this is nerve-wracking. 1, 2, 3 more.
So they're slowly liberating in front of you, I see.
I have to encourage them to come off.
Yeah, I don't know if the bolt puller might help you encourage those to come off.
As we approach the 3-hour mark for today's spacewalk, you can see a view out of here from the helmet camera as the crew continue to work to release that RFG from the stowage platform. We will continue to monitor and provide updates.
Sonny, we'd like you to move on to the next bolt, and remove that one as well.
Just let it go. If this last one comes off, just let it go.
Well, if you can catch it, you can catch it. If not, that's okay.
Which one do I do next?
Next one in line. You didn't see any dramatic change in motion or anything on those other ones, right?
Do you see any motion? Oh.
And just as a status, we're about 3 hours into this, and the limiting is 754 on battery.
On you. Am I turning that thing? Oh, you're on it, right?
I'm on it. Can you see it turning?
Yeah, I see it now.
So we understand. So as you're turning this, you're starting to see a little bit of clearance on the washers. The washers are still expanding, or are they bouncing around?
Yeah. I mean, they're bouncing around. They're totally loose.
Okay, so the washers are totally loose.
Trying to do.
Got it.
Yeah.
Going.
Taking them off.
Still keep taking them off until we're told otherwise.
Almost there. On you. Nuts.
All right, second nut is off. Good catch.
The washer is off. Okay, the washers, little washers off.
This is Mission Control Houston. We are just at 3 hours into today's spacewalk. That's EVA 92, US EVA 92, with NASA astronauts Sunny Williams and Butch Wilmore. The view that you see right now is from the two crew members' helmet cameras, and they are continuing to diagnose and work through the removal of the radio frequency group.
And Sonny, just a quick question on those other two washers. Are they bouncing at all, or they look like they're fixed to the plate?
Oh, they're totally bouncing. I just got the one from the fourth.
Haven't come off yet. Okay.
It's as far away for it to go, and I don't have anything to poke it to get it to come up. It's just staying down there.
Understand. You can move out of the third one.
On your screen, you can see NASA astronaut Butch Wilmore with no markings. He is EV2 for today's spacewalk. And to his left, or to the left side of our screen, we can see Sunny Williams, who is EV1 wearing the red stripes. Both continue to work on the removal of the radio frequency group, which is the piece that is coming out right there in front of Sunny's helmet.
A turn. You're on there, right?
I'm on there.
There it goes. That's off. Washer's coming on. Back up. You're just gonna sit there. Oh. Get them off. Okay. More there. Alright, I think that one's. I guess you can wiggle it. You can wiggle it a little bit. Both of those are like pretty close. Come on. Well, it's okay. Leave it. Leave it. On. Off.
This view coming to you live from the International Space Station is Butch Wilmore. And you can see the Canada Arm 2 robotic arm on your screen. On the portable foot restraint at the end of that arm is Sunny Williams. Both continue to work on the radio frequency group this morning for US EVA 92. We're about 3 hours and 8 minutes into today's spacewalk.
So, Sonny, did you end up with one washer still sitting there at the end of this one, too?
One washer is just at the middle one here.
Okay.
The last one came off. This one I'm going to try to pull off.
Okay, just be careful with your gloves, as usual. And if you need the needle nose, that might be another option. And let us know when you move on to the fourth one.
I'm on the fourth one.
Okay, let us know when you move on to the fifth one.
Sorry.
Counting is a problem for me sometimes.
Just a ratchet. Yeah. One more up here.
And so while you guys are working the fifth one, I will give you a few words here. So our plan is once you get the fifth one done and cleaned up as best you can, we're going to look around and ensure there's no bits of metal or washers floating around that we can see or that we can catch. Then we'll move Sonny back around to the front. We'll get Butch in a good position, and we're going to undo those last two structural bolts. And then after we get those last two structural bolts done, initially we're going to try that soft dock catch again with a hammer for Butch. And then once we've done that, we're probably going to have Butch go around and tap the edges, sort of like a pickle jar. I know Butch doesn't have this problem getting pickle jars open with his hands, but some of us have to, tap it with the back end of a knife. And that was our intent there. And then we're going to come back and try the bolt pullers to pry it again, and then we get one last option involving a bolt puller from the front as well.
Yeah.
And we have reached the point now in time where we won't be able to finish any other tasks. So we're really just focusing on this for the rest of the day.
Looks like it's on there, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't feel anything.
I didn't either. I was in Titan by mistake.
What's that?
Right. Last one. This washer's coming off. For 4 of them, I've got every piece so far. I'm the last one. Almost done here. Bye.
This is Mission Control Houston. Today's spacewalk began at 6:43 a.m. Central Time, and we are about 3 hours and 15 minutes into today's spacewalk.
All right.
The crew are at the radio frequency group working on the removal of this S-band antenna.
Sounds good.
This is a top priority task for today's EVA. On your screen right now, you can see NASA astronaut Butch Wilmore as EV2 with no markings on his suit. And above his right arm, you can see Sunita Williams, who is EV1 with the red stripes. You may have just heard that spacewalk communicator NASA astronaut Stephen Bowen mentioned that we will forego the other tasks that are planned for today, that were planned for today's spacewalk, to prioritize the RFG removal. Now that we are focusing on this task, we have a little bit more margin to get this done and multiple options to remove the RFG.
And you can buy
Comes your rat.
but you can stow your tool as well.
The other two tasks, swabbing for microorganisms on the airlock and preparing the Canadarm elbow joint for a future spacewalk, were a much lower priority and will be scheduled to a future spacewalk.
Yeah, I just have 3 on this last one, and that's it. I got all the rest of them. They finally came out. To get these guys to come up.
So that's great words. If there's any tools or anything you can think Butch can hand you to get those last couple off, it'd be nice to get those cleaned up before we head to the front.
One more. 6. Liberated, yay. I did. Okay, I got them all, Steve.
Outstanding,
All in my
Senator.
trash bag.
Fantastic. All right, so with that, we're going to turn you over to Nick to take you around the front. Butch, get in a good position for clearance, and then once she's gone, while we're setting up the Jocasters, we'll have a few more words, but I think we're ready to go.
Okay, Nick and Dawn, I am ready. I'm leaning back. I think I'm clear of everything.
Okay, copy that, Sonny. I'm going to bring you body down first. We'll take that out, and then I'll back you off, body out.
Hang on, Sonny.
What's up?
May need you to pull this over my head.
Okay, stand by, Nick.
It's holding.
Look over my head. Is that where it needs to go?
It's right in front of you.
And we just came back from a brief communication handover period with 3 hours and 18 minutes into today's spacewalk.
Nicely done. All right.
For those of you who are just joining us, US EVA 92 began this morning at 6:43 a.m. Central Time. And given the amount of time it has taken to remove the radio frequency group, this will be the sole task the crew will focus on today during today's spacewalk.
Good motion.
Good motion.
The other two tasks that were planned for today's spacewalk, swabbing for microorganisms on the airlock and preparing the Canadarm to elbow joint for a future spacewalk, will be foregoed and will be rescheduled to a future spacewalk.
you see how many washers? You couldn't see how many washers are on the other side, could you?
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Another meter and a half to go, Sonny.
Really clear.
Okay, Sonny, I'm ramping out. This is the RFG app back off. Stand by while I reconfigure.
Stand by.
All right, so while you two are waiting for the reconfiguration, we could get a glove and hat check.
One, the hat is dry. Gloves are fine. They just have a little bit of marking on them. A little bit of dark, but RTD and everything is fine.
Be Sunny. We caught that you had some markings on your gloves, and RTV's all fine.
RTV is good. It's just like some dark stuff from those nuts and bolts.
Understand.
I don't know if it's grease or if it's just marking.
So I appreciate that, Sonny. And Butch, how you doing?
We got the hammer ready.
All right, you have the hammer ready. How's the glove and hat? That's the last thing I need. We had Radicom there for a minute.
Oh, sorry about that. I was focused. That's dry.
Hap is dry, that's good. And you still have the same RTV flap? Okay.
RTV right, inboard right thumb.
Inboard right thumb. Has not changed. You got the hammer ready, and Sonny's getting ready to move again.
Okay, Sonny, we're configured. It's going to start motion to the intermediate position.
Okay, ready for motion. After motion.
Copy.
This is Mission Control Houston. On your screen, you can see NASA astronaut Sunny Williams, EV1, being moved over from the work site she was at with the radio frequency group to the other side, using the Canadarm2 robotic arm. As you were following along on today's spacewalk, this is the 274th spacewalk in support of station maintenance, assembly, and upgrades. With about 3 hours and 25 minutes into today's spacewalk, we will continue to follow along as the top priority task for today's EVA is the removal of the radio frequency group.
Okay.
There's motion.
This live view coming to you right now is of the flight control room here in the International Space Station Flight Control Room, Mission Control Houston at the Johnson Space Center. We are experiencing a brief handover period between communication satellites. And as I shared moments ago, the top priority for today's EVA is the removal of the RFG, or the radio frequency group.
Sunny, we're in position hold. Stand by, configure for the approach.
The RFG is an S-band antenna. It was unable to be released from the stanchion mounting plate during previous EVAs.
My head up. Are you going to go manual?
The two previous attempts that we have tried this before were on US EVA 86, and that was the same EVA that our ground IV NASA astronaut Stephen Bowen was on. The task was not able to be completed during that time, likely due to the excessive force needed to overcome the wedge clamps. Then we tried again 3 EVAs later with US EVA 89. The RFG was inspected, but it was not attempted due to the time spent on the other tasks. So today with US EVA 92, this is a top priority task, and this will be the primary task we are focusing on for today's EVA. The 2 remaining tasks will be pushed to a future spacewalk. And there you have it, communications coming back with Sunny Williams on the Canadarm2 robotic arm.
Ready to go.
All right, Sunny, I'm configured for the manual approach, so we'll start the GCA.
Okay. Published plus. Right?
Yep, we're going to go to the published station aft, about 2.5 meters.
Roger.
There's motion.
Motion.
The space station is currently 260 miles off of Earth, flying over Bulgaria as we reach the 3.5-hour mark into today's spacewalk.
Okay, Sunny, a little over a meter to go. I fed in a little port and stationator.
That looks good. Perfect. Coming.
We can see Sunny Williams approaching the other side of the radio frequency group. As the duo attempt to remove this S-band antenna from stowage platform 2 aboard the International Space Station.
Ten more centimeters.
Great.
Okay, there's published.
Okay. Be complete.
Okay, copy. GCA complete.
Okay, with GCA complete, Sunny will need you to get
All right, Steve.
a RET onto the RFG. Let me know when that's done.
Got my large small hook on the RFG. My PGT out.
All right, we're looking at alpha 4, counterclockwise 2, and it should be at
1.
30.5.
Alpha. Alpha 4, counterclockwise 2.
And you should have 2 bolts there, Bravo and Juliet. And
That was Bravo.
all right, pick one, and it's 11 turns, and it should be released.
Pretty quick. Good. Clockwise 2. Alpha 4, counterclockwise 2. That was Bravo.
Copy Bravo.
And it's so bright. Low turn, low torque. It's out.
All right,
Bravo's out. We'll go for the other one. Next one.
Bravo's out. You can have a go for Juliet.
Alright. 13 turns. The torque. It's out.
Juliet is out. If you could verify all 8 structural bolts are popped out, just give them a quick poke and make sure they pop back out.
All are out.
All right, that's good. Just
All right.
GT
Ready to
swing
start
arm.
it? Swing arm and stowed. Are you ready for this, Steve?
If you got everything stowed, everything's been checked, you can try and remove the RFG from the stanchion. And Butch, if you're in a good position, we can take the hammer to the soft dock stanchion.
Doing both. Golly, this thing is not moving.
It's not moving.
It is not moving.
Okay, so we're back where we started, but we're going to try a few new things.
It's got to have something else holding it.
So the next step was if you can tap around the outer edge to see if we can just kind of break it free from whatever's holding in place, whether it be the cotherm or something else.
Pickle jar.
The pickle jar.
Budging.
It's not budging.
Okay. All right, so our next thing is we are going to go to the bolt pullers. And Butch, I'd actually like you to hand one of those bolt pullers to Sonny, and Sonny, if you could put it on one of your rets, and you'll have the other one in the back, Butch. And you might need to get yourself back in that BRT position you had earlier once you've got that done. All right, Butch, you can keep both bolt pullers yourself now, and we'll eventually get the one to Sonny if this last effort doesn't work.
Okay.
So we're just trying to catch up down here, Butch. I think I might have missed a call. Where are you with the bolt pullers?
I have one out.
Okay. And
I'm getting the other.
all right. And we want you to keep both of them, and we're going to try that double pry on the back initially.
Okay.
This is Mission Control Houston. We are at 3 hours and 41 minutes into today's spacewalk, while Williams and Wilmore continue to pull the RFG off its stanchion. Sunny Williams just broke a record while completing the tasks on today's spacewalk. And this spacewalk continues and this record continues to mount as she continues today's spacewalk. Sunny Williams just surpassed former NASA astronaut Peggy Whitson's EVA record of aggregate record of 60 hours and 21 minutes. And once again, that record keeps mounting at each passing minute. Sunny Williams will have 9 spacewalks completed after today's EVA, while Peggy Whitson still has 10 under her belt. But once again, NASA astronaut Sunny Williams in red stripes during today's EVA just surpassed the record of the total EVA hours by a female astronaut.
And Sunny, looking ahead, we're thinking out loud here. From your position in ESP2, we're looking at potentially giving you a bolt puller to help pry that RFG off from the front. However, we don't want to do that while you're in the arm. So if you could assess to see if there's a BRT position you could achieve that would still allow you access to the front, or if Butch could come around and have a BRT position that would give him access to the front, that would be helpful.
The crew is back to where we started, and the smaller picture you do see on the screen is of a NASA